So in yesterday's session, we created a program using 4 different function modules, right? And we displayed the data in ALV report. So what is the function module we used to display the ALV output? Use
Reuse
underscore ALV underscore get
ALV
display. We used structure to display the output. So we provided the reference structure and the internal table, final internal table, and it displayed the data, right? But we don't have choice to customize the output, right? It will just display whatever the fields available in the structure. But we don't have choice to customize the output, to change the order of the columns or to change the report headings, right? Or to highlight any particular column. We don't have all those options. So today we'll see how to use field catalog to customize the ALV output and what are the different options available in ALV output. Okay, this is very important. All of you carefully observe. So when we are working on the live class, please concentrate. Don't deviate yourself, right? So we'll use the same program what we created yesterday. So instead of structure reference, what we are going to use? Field catalog. Okay. To use field catalog, what is the type group we need to use?
Slice.
Sliss. So what is the type group?
It contains reusable structures.
Not structures, type structures, reusable type structures.
Yes, sir. Type structures.
Okay. So I'll comment this. Or first, we'll just display how it is working now. Not changing anything. Provide the output and execute. So this is how our current ALV output is displaying. Okay. Now let's use field catalog. What is the field? What is the use of field catalog? Field catalog is used to customize the ALV report output. Okay. We'll see what are the different options available in field catalog. For that, we need a type group, right? What is the type group?
Slice.
How to call type group? Type pools.
Type poles
Slice.
followed by
Okay. So why we need these type groups? We need to define one internal table and work area for field catalog. One internal table and work. So if you go and check the type group, you can find reusable type structures. What is that? What is this type structure name? Sliss underscore list type. What is this type structure name? Sliss underscore tab name. Observe all the type structures. Types begin off sliss underscore. Types begin off sliss underscore rep id. What have you observed very commonly here? All the type structures names are
all
starting
the
with
type
the
structure.
sliss. That means type
Type.
group name. All the type structure names in the type group are starting with the type group name. That is
Type
mandatory.
group name.
When you are creating a custom type group, what is mandatory? Type group name should starts with the type structure should start with the type group name. Let me create one quickly, but we'll discuss it detailed later. I'll quickly create one type group and show you one custom type group. I'm creating z test. What is the use of type group? So, okay, this name is already defined available for data element. Let's take tg some tg12. That is my type group name. Save it. For now, I'm saving it in the local object. Now, what you can place here? Type structures, types, begin of. Can we use ty underscore or any other name? No. When you want to use
No,
the
sir.
type structure in type group, ztz12 underscore sales something. Okay. Here, like that. Like that, we can define the type structure. End of type structure name and activate it. I've just created one sample type structure. Now, if you want to define or if you want to use this type structure, right, in any program, for example, the same final output, or let me copy our final output. Let's take this final output. For example, you have all these fields in your final output, and I want one final internal table to be displayed in my report program. And these are the same fields I'm going to use in multiple programs. Okay, multiple programs. Do I need to define every time this type structure? For example, this type structure is being used in multiple programs. What I can do? I can create a type group and then place this type structure in this type group so that whenever I need this in the program, I don't need to create the type structure to define this internal table and work area. What I can do? Instead of this, what I can do? Type hyphen pools, type group name, and to define work area and internal table, what you need to do? Use this type structure name like this. Okay, because type structures are local to the same program, right? We cannot reuse in other programs the type structure which you have created in one program. But how can you make it reusable? By placing that in a type group, right? You can use the same type group in any number of programs wherever you need to use same structure. Clear? Is everyone clear? Say yes or no.
Yes.
For example, if you
Yes,
want
sir.
to use same type structure in our ALV report program, what I can do? Add one more type group and define data lt underscore final type and that corresponding type group name. sales, right? Here you don't need to define type structure every time. If you want to use same type structure, so we can reuse type structures with the help of type group. Now, so in the SLIS, we have reusable type structures which we use for field catalog. Observe here, there is a type structure for field catalog. What you can see here? Column position, field name, currency field, key field, checkbox. Wherever you see one, right, character one fields, these are all we need to pass X values. X are blank. Okay. If you pass X to this checkbox field, in the output, how that field will display? It will display as a checkbox. Okay. And we can use column position to define in which position you want to display a particular field. Okay. So this is type structure for the field catalog. This is a main structure. There are multiple structures actually. This is main. There are different fields you can observe. Main structure, there is main one, and by combining main 0, main 1, they have created one type structure, that is slis field catalog underscore main. So how can you combine multiple type structures like this? By using include type and type structure name. Here what they are doing, they created two individual type structures and they combined those two type structures in another type structures using include type statement. Okay. So this is our type structure for which one? Field catalog.
Field catalog.
Okay. Observe here. There is one more type structure. What they are doing here? AL, ALV field, slis ALV field catalog. What they are doing here? They are combining main type structure and this one. There is one more type structure for ALV spec. They created one more type structure by combining the other two type structure. Now this main type structure contains main 1 and main 0, and total we have combined three type structures. This main contains two other type structures. We created a final type structure, that is slis underscore field catalog underscore ALV. Now which one we need to take to define the field catalog internal table and work area? This one, slis underscore field catalog underscore ALV. Right? This is the type you need to take to define a internal table and work area for field catalog structure. Now, you don't need to do all these things actually. Simply go to your ALV function module, find importing parameter for field catalog. Where is it? This one, right? You can just copy this and use it as a reference to create the internal table and work area. Clear? Simple way. Go to the ALV grid function module and copy the existing importing parameter instead of finding it in the type group. Okay? Is it a, observe this, is it a table type or structure? What is this? Table type or
Table
structure?
type.
So by observing the naming convention, I can easily identify that this is a table type because they are using underscore T. We can easily identify, right?
Yes,
If
sir.
you observe this, they are using LVC underscore S underscore GALY. By looking at the name, we can easily identify it is a structure, right? So that's why namings are very important. When you are giving some name, right, that should reflect the functionality of the object. Okay. Now double click on this. It will where it is navigated to the type group, slis type group. Okay. They have created one table type here in the slis with reference to slis field catalog ALV type structure. Okay. They created one table type. How to create table type? In S11 we can create the table type, right? By using structure name, but without structure name. For the type structures, how can you create the table type? Using types statement. Types, table type name, type, that structure name. Okay, clear? Now go back. I'll just copy this. I'll just copy the field catalog reference structure in the function module, and I'll define one work area and internal table for field catalog. Data ls underscore cat type. Can we use a table type here to define the work area? Can we use the table type? Now tell me, which one is internal table and which one is work area? Tell me which one is the actually internal table and which one is the work area?
Two are, two are recorded.
Two are internal tables only because we are using table type. Okay, but we should use a structure to define the work area. That means this slice underscore field catalog field cat underscore ALV. Use this type structure name. If you double click on the table type, you can navigate to that corresponding structure. Provide the structure name here instead of table type. Clear? Now we need to populate field catalog structure with our desired properties. But how can you know what are the fields we need to populate? Double click on the structure. There are few important columns we need to populate. Column position, field name is mandatory. The field which you want to display in the output, you should specify the field name in capital letters. Okay, that is mandatory. Field name is mandatory. What is the other? Column position. If you want to customize the column position, you need to use a column position. You need to mention the positions. Key. If you want to highlight any field as a key column, what is the option you need to use? Key. You need to pass X to this key column because type 1. If you want to make it as a checkbox, pass X to checkbox. Emphasize. Emphasize means bold. It will display in a highlighted format if you emphasize that particular field. And observe these three. These are very important. If you want to change report headings, what are the fields we need to use? If you want to change the report headings, what are the fields you need to use? Selection screen text, long text, medium text, and short text. These are similar to the field labels in a data element. Long text, medium text, and short text. Please mute. Okay. We need to pass what is your short text, what is your medium text, and what is your long text. If you want to modify the text, once you are start using field catalog, right, it will automatically ignore the field headings. You need to specify proper headings. These are the few important columns we need to pass. There is one more option, hotspot. Hotspot we use for interactive reports and edit. If you want to edit the ALV output, if you want to change the ALV output, you can use edit equal to X. So it will open the column in editable mode. We'll check one by one. Now go to your program. and populate the field catalog structure. For this, what I'll do, maybe first let me write here ls field catalog hyphen. I don't know the field names. Go to slice. Go to slice type group. Field name. Important field column is field name equal to what is our first field name?
EBL.
VBELN in capital letters. Column position. Which position you want to display? I want to display it in the first position, 0, 1. Next, what are the other properties we have? I want to make it as a key column. I want to make it as a key column. Sorry. Uh, what we need to pass to this? Do we need to pass any value or x value? Since it is a column, character 1, mostly it is x. Instead of x, what is the alternative? Abap underscore true.
True.
You can also pass x, capital X. What are the other options we have? Symbol, I don't want it as a checkbox. Emphasize, since I've already made it as a key column, I don't need to emphasize again. And I'll provide the text, selection screen text, medium text, long text, medium text, and short text. Short text, medium text, and long text. Please remember, if you don't provide the text, it won't display anything. Once you are start using field catalog, it will ignore the field labels. Please observe. Okay, it will ignore the field labels. This is my short text. Sales order. This is my medium text. This is my long text. Append. First field is completed, right? First, I've populated the first field properties. Append this to which one? Internal table. So we have new ABAP syntax to append fields to the internal table. We'll see that, okay? Next, what is the next field? I'll copy. What is the next field you want to display? POSNR, or what is your structure? Output structure. These are the fields, right? I'll paste it here just for my reference so that I don't need to go every time. What is the next field I want to display? Here order is different. Item field is displaying at the fifth position, but I want to display it in the second position.
Second position.
Number 2. So I don't want to make it as a key column. I'm commenting that item long text. Third field, I want to display material in the third position. Field name is very important. The most common mistake the beginners do is providing field name in lowercase. Okay, that is the most common mistakes the beginners will do. What is the next field? Matner, we don't have MATX, material text. I'll take customer number, Kunar, as a fourth field. Okay, we are missing something here. Can you please tell me the very basic thing what we need to do?
Clear worker.
Hmm, correct. We are not clearing the work area after appending it, right? If you don't clear the work area, what will happen? I'll show you. I'll show you what will happen. This is fifth column, amount, amount, total amount. That's it. I don't want to display the rest of the columns. We have two other, right? AUART and WIERK. But I don't want to display them. I don't want them in my output. So you don't need to build the field catalog for those two fields. My field catalog is completed. What is the next step? Call the ALV function module. It is same for list display and grid display, no difference. Okay. The step is same for grid display and list display, both are same. Only function module names are different. Field catalog. Now what I need to pass to the field catalog? Field catalog internal table. I'll remove the rest because I'm not using them. For tables, what you need to pass? Final output, whatever we are using, whatever we are returning in the program, or whatever we are building by combining multiple internal tables. I'm deleting this, or I'll comment this. So activated. Now let's check. I'll keep breakpoint at field catalog. Execute the program. Now breakpoint will trigger. So initially the structure is empty. I'm populating the relevant fields. What are all fields available here? Whatever available in the type structure in SLIS, all those fields will be available here. But we are not going to populate all of them. Whatever the properties we required, we are going to populate only those fields. Populating one by one and appending it to field catalog internal table. Second field, we are populating it to field catalog internal table. Third field, we are populating fourth field and fifth field. Total fifth fields we are five fields we are populating, but we have seven fields available in the final output structure. But I don't want to display all those seven fields. Okay, I want to display only five fields of the final structure. Is it possible if we use structures like this? Can we restrict that? Can we display only required columns if you use structure instead of field catalog? So you don't have that control. Whatever the fields available in the output internal table and the output structure, all the fields will be displayed, even if you are not, if you are using it or not. But if you are using field catalog, we can control that. We can display whatever the columns we need, whatever the order we need. Right? Clear? Is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is the key column that we selected here? What is the column that we selected as key column? VBELN, right? That one we selected
Yes,
as a
sir.
key column. Did we select key column for the rest of the fields?
The rest of the fields? No.
No,
No, sir.
right? Go to the internal table. If you observe this, key column is selected for all the fields. It is using key column for all the five fields. Why? Because first time we are populating the key column here and we are not clearing the work area. That's why that key column field is always with that value, X value, and it is setting for next fields also. F8, look, all of them are displayed as key columns. This is our ALV output using field catalog. These are all our custom report headings. If you expand this, you can see long text. If you decrease the width, you can see short text. If you expand it, you can see long text. But all of them are set as key columns because we are not clearing the work area. Whatever the value available in the key column field of this work area, that is still remains same, because in the next column we are not populating it. Even though even we are not populating, the previous value is always there if you don't clear it. Okay, that's why clearing work area is very important in the loop statements or when you are working with field catalogs. Clear? Now all the previous values will be cleared and only new values will be available. You can modularize this field catalog using subroutines. Okay, now check the ALV output. F8. Now only sales order number is key column and rest of the columns are normal. Because we are clearing the work area, right? All the previous properties will be cleared and only properties which we are applying for the field will be displayed. There is one more option, I think, emphasize. Let's check how emphasize will work. This one, emphasize will display in bold. For example, for item number, I'll emphasize this. ABAP underscore true or X. Look how it will display. And on one, I'll do one more thing. I'll make one of these fields as a checkbox. Checkbox. For checkbox also we need to pass X. Let me take this one as checkbox. Kunar. Checkbox equal to ABAP underscore true. Just observe how it will display. Okay. So it's a very common interview question. How can you display checkboxes in ALV output? By using field catalog checkbox option. Okay. Now check the output. This is key column property. This is emphasize. It is displaying in some highlighted color, right? We emphasized the item, highlighted the item, right? And for customer, what we did? We made it as a checkbox.
Checkbox.
Okay. So actually, we don't take Kunar as a type for checkboxes. We take character one, char one structure. Okay. To display the checkboxes. Clear? And there is one more option, edit. What is the use of this edit option? If you want to make any field editable, select this edit option. I'll set edit option for one of our fields. Uh, Let me change it to edit. I'll remove the checkbox and make it as a edit. Execute. F8. See, now the customer number is in editable mode. So when we use this edit option, for example, I'm displaying the output data and I want to do some corrections in the data and click on save. Then apply those corrections to the database table. So at that time we use edit option. You can edit the values here in ALV output, right? It is also very common interview question. How can you make a particular column in the ALV output as editable? What you need to do? In the field catalog properties, you need to set edit equal to X. Okay? Clear?
Okay.
So these are very common things when you what you need to do in the projects. We might use object oriented concepts also, but field catalog is common even in object oriented, right? Customizing the report output. This is how we are going to build the field catalog. So by using field catalog, you can customize the ALV output. Customizing in the sense you can display only required fields. You can set the properties according to the requirement. You can make field as editable. You can add checkboxes, right? You can achieve all these things using a field catalog. Clear? Now, I don't want to write this field catalog logic in the same program. I'll modularize it. How can you modularize it? I'll just create one include program for field catalog logic. Even you can keep it here, but just to modularize it, create one include program. Zdemo ALV underscore. I'm creating one include program. Double click on it. Include program. Yesterday we have used one transport request, right? For this application, I'm going to use same transport request. Now it is different transport request. If you observe here, now it is different transport request. We should not save in this. By default, it is showing some others transport request. Click on here and select your own transport request, whatever you have created. This one, right? We created. SD task 100
Yes, sir.
sales order report. Select this transport request because we should not save the objects in different transport requests. My object is created. Paste the field catalog logic. Activate the include program, and I'll remove from here. Okay, and I'll remove from here. It looks good, right? Now program, instead of writing hundreds of lines in the same program, right? Here you can see only function calls and modularization objects in the main program. Always modularize like this. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
And how can you modularize it further? I don't want to call, I don't want to append, I don't want to write these append statements multiple times. I want to modularize it. Do you want me to keep it as it is or what? I'll do one thing, I'll comment this, or I'll comment it later. What I want to do, I don't want to use these many append statements, right? How can you modularize further? We can use subroutines. How can you write subroutines? Perform uh, build field cat. Now what are the inputs for subroutine? Now what are the inputs for subroutine? Tell me. First one is field name, right?
Yes, sir.
In single quotes, VBELN. What is the next output? Sorry, using. We need to use using. Using. Okay. We need to use using VBELN. What is the next field? Column, space column. Next one, key. ABAP underscore true. What is the next one? Next value, short text, right? And next value is medium text. And next value is long text. That's it. Double click on this. Double click on the subroutine. It will create the subroutine using form and end form. I'll keep it in the same include program because I don't want to create one more include program. Here observe this. Here in the subroutine definition, it defined some parameters, right? Use p underscore field. What is the next one? Column position. What is the next one?
Short text.
Short description, long description, and medium description. S text, M text, and L text. Is there any other properties we are using? We are using other properties also, right? Like emphasize. Where is that emphasize option? This one. But we are not passing anything. Just pass blank value for emphasize. Since we are not passing it for VBLN, are we passing emphasize for VBLN? No, right? Just keep it blank. Use some single quotes. What is the other option we are passing? Edit. Somewhere we are using
Edit, sir.
edit for Kunar. Edit also we are not using for VBLN. That's why keep it blank. One single space. Okay. I'll remove this and recreate the subroutine. Guys, if you are confusing, please let me know. I'll stop here. We can discuss it in the next session. I'm just trying to modularize the field catalog. by using subroutines. So it generated the parameter using, right? What is the use of using in subroutine? We can pass the inputs to the subroutine. So first one, field name, column position. Third one, what is the third one? Third one is key. I'll change this name to p underscore key. Okay. What is the next one? Key, short, medium, and long descriptions. S text, M text, L text. What are the other two properties? Emphasize and edit. Edit. Now here, instead of value, what you can do? You can use a some type. Same type what you are passing in the output. Okay, there is a concept of pass by value and pass by reference. So this is pass by value. Now, I'll take one example here. Same, copy and paste here. Now, instead of passing field name, what I will pass? This parameter, using parameter. Field name, column position, key, and short text, medium text, long text. What are the other fields we have? Emphasize and edit, right? Think it is edit. Next one is emphasize. This one is for emphasize. So pass the corresponding parameters. So order should be very important. Whatever the order you are passing in the perform, you should maintain the same order in form. Okay. And I am populating it to the field catalog internal table. Now what I'll do, I'll completely remove this. I'll keep it at the end and I'll just comment it out. I'll just comment out. Okay. Now first field is completed. Second field. What is the second field? POSNR in capital. What is the order? 2. Is it a key column? No.
No, sir.
I'll pass abap underscore false. Or if you don't want to pass anything, leave it blank like this in single quotes. Okay. There are different ways. I'm passing abap false. This is item. I'll just copy and paste this text. We are using emphasize, right, for this. This is for emphasize. In place of emphasize, what we need to pass? abap underscore true, and I'll leave this is for edit. Edit is blank for this. Like that, do the same for third field. You are passing inputs to the subroutine field by field. Material number. Do you want to emphasize this? I don't want to emphasize this, so I'll pass false, or I'll leave it blank like this. I want to edit it. What is the value you need to pass? Abap underscore
True.
true, or what is the alternative? In single quotes, capital X.
X.
Like that, build a field catalog for rest of the fields also. Do you need to call this append statement multiple times if you are using like this? No. Okay. You are going to populate field catalog here and appending it to the internal table. Activate this. What is the issue? What is the issue we are facing? Statement is not accessible. 63. Why? Because in the include program, this include program is before ALV function module, right? So in the include program, what we are using? Subroutine. What is the property? After form and end form, we cannot use any executable statements. What I'll do? I'll remove from this and I'll keep this in main program at the end. This form and end form. Now we don't have any syntax errors. Activate. Right? So because we are using form and end form here, right? So after form and end form, we cannot write any executable statements. That's why this function module is not working. That's why I separated that form and end form and kept in the main program. And only I'm calling subroutines, only subroutines in the include program. Okay. Now execute the program. Provide the input. So this is your output, right? So that's why you can modularize using subroutines. Okay. Or you can directly use this uncomment and use this without using subroutines. Is everyone clear? So this is how we can create reports, ALV reports using field catalog. So from now on, whatever the output you are displaying, whatever the report you are creating, you have to use ALV with field catalog. Everyone should use this to display the ALV output. Please concentrate on the basic coding, select statements, function modules, and ALV outputs, ALV reports. If you can understand all this, you can easily understand the rest of the concepts. Okay.